we can grow almost anything in Hawaii. So we could theoretically use a lot of the land to grow large expanses of a lot of different types of crops. The question mark is whether we have the logistics and the will as a state to actually do so. In Oahu, we have a lot of push for development, to develop housing and so on. And over the past 10, 15 years, we have seen an increased development of agricultural lands into development. So we have lost about 10 to 15% of our agricultural land. Again, a few years ago, we had the debate of development in Koa Ridge in the Mililani area, Ho'opili in the Leeward area, where some of the most productive land in the state was converted to housing.
Rezonings are especially important because that decides if prime ag lands stay in production or get converted to other uses. So the legislature creates laws that help come up with solutions. We fund ag programs, regulate land use, and also support local farmers. Once you pave over farmland, it's gone forever. So our responsibility as lawmakers is to protect ag land while also creating pathways through grants, loans, and training for local farmers to thrive on it.
When it comes to housing, especially on Oahu, one of the things that's critical is the rail line. And the state owns 2,000 acres already along the rail line that we could develop. And so purchasing more land for housing, there are possibilities for that, but we already have quite a bit in inventory to develop housing. We just have to go ahead and do it and put in the infrastructure. But there's definitely a need to make sure that we have ag land and water systems for the future.
We are at the state capitol, where we've invited a bunch of youth in to come and talk about regenerative food systems and other several climate health related issues, and bringing in legislators and having them come together and discuss the problems that are plaguing our state. Hopefully giving these future leaders the opportunity to really learn about these issues now, so that when they turn to step into the leadership roles, they'll have the right answers.
How can we mobilize both?
I'm up here, I get to work with groups that are actually planning policies, Hawaii Farmers Bureau, Hawaii Farmers United, DOE, understanding what their policies that they're bringing to the table is, right? And so I'm getting to see all of those things. And my goal is really to introduce the youth to these ideas and concepts so they understand what's going on and they can figure out what they want to champion, right? My intuition tells me that we need to go back to being stewards of the land and making movements towards those types of things. And while instant gratification is very popular nowadays, I'm hoping that eventually we learn the smart way, not the hard way, that if we don't spend more of our resources in being sustainable and resilient, that we'll lose that which provides for us. And then we'll have real problems then.
Kako Iwi. We steward about 400 plus acres here in our beautiful Ahupua'a of He'eia. Till about 1970, there was talk between a Japanese developer and Bishop Estates of possibly turning this place, developing this place into another Koko Marina, and then they would have had high rises and hotels here on the wetland side. So pretty much what had happened to Hawaii Kai, Waikiki, Ko'olina would have also happened here in He'eia if we did not have the amazing community that we have here in Ko'olaupoko. in the 70s, they were fighting for the water rights in Waikane and Waihole, and they had won that one. And then the fight for protecting the space that we are in now, which is Pahele, or Hoi, as some Puna call. If they hadn't came over and protected this space, we wouldn't be standing here or sitting here today. You know, Waikiki being it was one of the biggest lo'i kalo on our island, and was one of the biggest producers for kalo, for Oahu, for a good time being. Pretty much most flatlands that you see and most wetlands that you see had been and probably were lo'i kalo. You know, I definitely can't feed myself with cement or with a high rise or with anything that is being built on top of aina, because it's not aina anymore if you can't feed yourself from it, right? So I'm mostly with the kids, yeah. So here I'm the education coordinator for our farm side at Kako'o Iwi. So what I tell the kids is, whatever you put into the kalo is exactly what you're gonna get back. So if you neglect and you don't give any love to the kalo, in return you're not gonna get fed. And so if I love and tend to the kalo and create the best environment for the kalo to grow to its fullest, then in return I will be fed.